All right. How's it going, Flynn? See if anyone shows up. Make sure it's working. How are we all going? James, how are ya? Jade Dwyer, how's it going? All right, people are coming in now. Nice. Hope we are all doing well. Mega Mizza, g'day. How's it going? Echo the Gecko, how are ya? These crazy dragons are doing behind me. They're always running around like little nutcases. Aiden, hey, how's it going? All right. Congrats for 10K. Thank you so much. I don't know how many people get on this stream. I forget what day it is half the time, but it's almost midday on a Thursday. I don't know what everyone's up to. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. So yeah, this is just a little live stream. I thought I'd come on and chat to everyone if anyone's around and want to have a talk about some reptile stuff. Otherwise, yeah, thank you guys so much for me hitting 10K subscribers. That's absolutely amazing. That's pretty crazy, to be honest. Like, I just make some, sort of average videos, I think, on a few Australian reptiles. But yeah, it's pretty cool. A lot of work does go into it. A lot of time has gone into it. So it's nice to see things growing a bit. But yeah, thank you all so much. Everyone who subscribed, watched the videos, shares them around, whatever, supporting it in any way. Thanks so much. It's awesome. And lots more to come in the future once this virus stuff dies off and we can get back out doing things. There's going to be some cool videos coming, I'll tell you that much. Hey Coop, I was wondering how many reptiles do you have and how many you keep that many without running out of space? That's a good question, I suppose. How many reptiles do I have? Lord, I am not sure. I've got, wow, I've got a lot. Let's just say that I've got quite a few. How to look after them without running out of space? I keep a lot that do well outdoors. So I'm lucky I've got a decent sized backyard, so I can, throw a bunch of them out there and they can do good. They're not using, electricity, anything like that. They're cheap to feed. So that's one reason I have a lot. And yeah, I just sort of stack things up and try and find good spots for them where they're going to do well. And yeah, I'm getting into a lot of small stuff now, like my mountain dragons behind me. Small animals are great because they don't need as much space, obviously. So that's one way that I do it. Who else is here instead of online school? I imagine that's got to be so fun, online school right now. Do you get a play button? No, not for 10K subs. It's the first play button you get is at 100K, I think. So yeah, keep sharing the videos around, and hey, maybe I'll get a play button someday. But I don't think that's happening anytime soon. Better than average. Thanks. I try. That's what's good about having all these people watching stuff, is I do put a bit of effort into it. Trying to make it a bit nicer, editing and whatnot. And I really love doing it. That's why I put out so many videos and, am here like pretty consistently, I think, because I do love doing it. You know, it's really fun for me. So yeah. Can you show outdoor pit lizards? I would, but one, the Wi-Fi doesn't reach out that far, and two, it's just started pouring rain, so probably can't at the moment. Sorry. Got that epic first comment. Chuck, how are you, mate? Thanks so much. Hope you're well. Bet you're going to grow as big as Chandler's Wildlife. Yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about that. I would have to be able to do some more intense videos, I think. I think that's how his channel's really grown big, you know. Lots of venomous snakes, massive crocodiles and stuff. So, which I will hopefully get into some of that in the future. But yeah, it's all a long process. So if you guys can hear the rain in the background. I mean, school. Let's see. Do you know anything about Venomous Reptiles or any tree monitors, and will you get play button if you keep content like this? Thanks. I know a little bit about them. Obviously, they're amazing. I'd love to keep any one of the tree monitors. In Australia, the only one we can have that I know of is the emerald tree monitor, Venomous Reptiles. And they're a dream animal, but at what are they, like 20K per animal at the moment? It's not happening anytime soon. That's kind of why I got the little Gilleneye. It's not exactly the same thing, but it's like a mini desert version, I guess. So, yeah, I like arboreal animals. Yeah, those are really cool. There's a guy who put out a video recently. He just started his channel, I think. It's called Spectrum Vivaria, I think it's called. And he just put out a really cool video on making a massive Reptile enclosure where he's like carved out a whole bunch of rock walls and put in these cool box hides and stuff and live planted and that. It's a really good video. You should check it out. Gaza. Shout out to Gaza. There you go, mate. We're getting rain next, and yeah. It was warm yesterday and a few days before that, and now I think everything's starting to drop right down. It was about 19 degrees here last night, which was really nice, and then now it's like forecast to be 8 degrees Celsius from like here on, I think. So yeah, not fun. All the animals are definitely slowing down a lot. Doing great. Hope you and yours are as well. Yes. Yeah, we're doing great over here, mate. Just say, I wish I had a hairstyle like that. Oh no, this is just gone too wild. I've been meaning to get a haircut for ages. I just haven't been able to bother to get out there. I don't really care about my hair. It does whatever it wants. I'm not too fussed on things like that. I got a Darwin Carl Python 2 years ago, and he settled into his final enclosure. He's so energetic. What do you recommend? Sounds like he's just being a snake. Snakes do a lot more movement than people think. Chandler's got 1 mil in 8 months. Hope you get 1 mil in 6 months. Nah, yeah, that ain't happening. Like, nah, if you know how YouTube kind of works, well, then again, you never know because things are always changing. But I highly doubt anything like that would happen. I'm open to it, you know. Do you keep northern blues? No, I don't have any northern blue tongues. Are they the? Yeah, they're the one species aside from pygmies I haven't kept or worked with. Is that right? Have I worked with them? I don't think I've worked with them yet. But they're basically kind of like Easterns anyway. So yeah, northerns, they aren't really my thing. Some are absolutely beautiful, and I love all blue tongues, of course, but they're not my, specific interest. Dude, emerald tree monitors are 1K here. And Spectrum, I saw his video, got it from his Reddit post. Blue tree monitors. Yeah. So if emeralds are 1K wherever you are, you're obviously not in Australia. Because in Australia, they're only a recent thing that's just come up available or been allowed to keep in Australia. And there's only a handful of people that have them, which is basically Cairns Aquarium. They've got a bunch, they've been breeding them. And then a few other private keepers. I think most of them are in Queensland. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, very rare here and very expensive for that reason. There isn't many around and everyone wants them. So yeah, I think they're still for sale. There's a pair on Reptile Classifieds Australia. I think it's 40K for a sub-adult male, and then a young one that's unsexed. For the pair, it's 40K. So yeah, it's pretty insane. How are you? Do you broom out all your animals or just the ones you plan to breed? I broom out everything, pretty much. I've usually always got something, like I've always got babies, so I've always got something out with me to, keep me entertained. But everything I let broommate if it wants to broommate. Brumation is different for different species, though. Like my Boyd's forest dragons, they don't really brumate. They sort of, well, not like the other species anyway. Like blue tongues, they'll bury away and you won't see them for months. Whereas the Boyds, they'll just sort of sit on the same tree the whole time. So they're still out. You still see them, feed them every once in a while, and it's still cool, These mountain dragons, though, that are running around like little nutcases, they usually dig little holes for themselves or something, so I don't see them. But yeah, I let everything brumate normally because it's healthy for animals that are of good health and in good condition. It's good for them to have that cycle throughout the year, recreating the wild. Okay, let's see where we're up to. Sorry if I'm missing something. Those guys in South Florida have tons of opportunity to interact with way too many critters. Hard to compete. Yeah, absolutely, Chuck. 100%. Yeah, it's insane. And they can get all those, clickbait thumbnails, and yeah, it makes it a lot easier to get views. Congrats on 10K. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, if you just joined. Thank you all. It's all because of you that we're doing what we're doing. Starting to build my own pit because I saw yours and other people's and they're amazing. So I'm looking for some cool blueies. What would you know anyone that sells? There's lots of blueies around. Like I mentioned before, go look on Reptile Classifieds Australia. There's always stuff on there. Otherwise, just you can go on Facebook groups and other reptile sale areas. But people are a lot more cryptic now on Facebook because I guess you're technically not allowed to post that you're selling something. So they just post up a bunch of animals and they'll say, maybe they're available, and then just message them for more information. So yeah, they're around. From Indonesia, how's it going? Problem with northerns, you have to keep them inside under a UVB. I mean, it's always great to give them UVB, but and it depends where you live. There's lots of people that I know that keep northerns outside. South Florida equals invasive galore. Yep. How much monetization do you get? I wouldn't have a clue. Not that much because I'm not doing YouTube full time. G'day, mate. Congrats, bro. Well done. Thank you, Thirsty Rabbit. Suzanne, how are ya? It really sucks for America, New York. Hopefully they breed a whole bunch so the price lowers down. Balances out. 40K sounds like a lot. could buy a car with that cash. Yes, it is a lot. But if you get a pair, I suppose, if you have the money for a pair and you can breed them, then sell the babies, and you're kind of making it back pretty quick. But that's the hard part, is breeding them. Show you out my Aussie's fish farm right now, but thank you. It's the same for me. I'd love to get some of your mountain dragons, but they're just too hard to find a reptile expo near me. Fair enough, yeah. Mountain dragons, they just have random spikes, I find, where you see a few for sale and then they're gone. And then see a few, maybe a few months later, and then they're gone. They aren't around that much now, which sucks. With that said, next year I'm really going to try and do really good with my mountain dragon breeding. I'm from down far south coast of New South Wales. Awesome. I am on the central coast. Wish I could send you some nightingales. I think you do awesome with them, or iguanas. Oh, I'd love both. Especially iguanas. I work with iguanas at work. Green iguanas, Fijian banded and crested iguanas, and a rhino iguana. I love iguanas. They're so cool. Amazing animals. And we have 0 in Australia, so we can't have any. The best belief for a beginner keeper in Victoria, Gloucester and Eastern. So you could keep both outside, probably. What other pets do I have aside from reptiles? I've got 2 sausage dogs. They're so cute. Miniature sausage dogs. One's a tan, one's a black and tan. They're amazing. Anyone who's has sausage dogs would know. What else? Got a few fish, I guess. They don't really mind that. They're my mum's. And then we just got some chickens. We had chickens before, but an unfortunate event happened to them that we can't explain, which is very weird. But yeah, we just got some new chickens. Best of luck. Thanks, James. Just a regular old Ethan, yep. Do you have a dog or a cat? Yes, I got 2 sausage dogs. My beardies are slowing down from winter with this cool change. Yep, same. My beardie's gone. I put her out for some sun 2 days ago, and then she dug a hole under a rock in her enclosure, and she's gone. She won't come back out, I don't think. But I work at a zoo here in Australia as one of my jobs. Do you play video games? I play on console. No, I don't really play video games anymore. And I should get into it a bit. I was thinking about it the other day, but nah, I just don't. Got too many reptiles to look after. Got a new border collie puppy named Poppy. That's cute. Border collies are nice. The channel has grown so much. It's tremendous compared to my channel. I think people like adults more than children when talking about reptiles. Congrats. I don't know. It just depends. Depends what videos you're making, and I don't know. I think people. I don't know, because one of the biggest channels on YouTube is parents of the kid are making millions and millions of dollars. It's just a channel about a kid and one of those toy unboxing channels or something. So people will watch kids, but yeah, I don't know. All you can do is just try and improve yourself. That's what I think. The only thing is that we can't get any of the reptiles from overseas. Yep. Zoo, how cool. Yes. There's a man who says Australia is not real. But yet I'm in Australia right now and I've lived here 10 years. I know, it's crazy, right? It's like, you know, do we exist? Do we not exist? This could go a lot deeper, into what is existing. What's the definition of being alive? Chickens and sausage dogs, that sounds like quite a handful. Maybe have someone to help you out with the dogs and chickens. I'd only be able to keep chickens as a service pet. Nah, they're fine. It's good. We let them, because I've got a big backyard, like you've seen from my videos. So the chickens, they have their own little chicken coop, and then they just free roam the yard. So they have a lot to be entertained with. How often do you feed your adult northerns? I don't have adult northerns, but my adult blue tongues is a few times a week, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Right now is almost 0 because they're cooling everything down. Do you watch Brian Barczyk? Yes. Not all the time, but yes. A lot of people hate on Brian, which can be fair enough in some instances. If you've seen some of the hate videos out there of some of his dodgy care and whatnot. But I think what he's on now, what he's doing now is thumbs up to him. And who else is putting videos out there, having a channel based around building and maintaining a zoo? Like, that's everyone's dream here, I'd imagine, to have their own reptile zoo. And he's actually doing it and taking us all along for the ride. So it's pretty cool. Whether you love him or hate him, things he's doing now is definitely a lot better. Just gotta be yourself, don't give up. Why does who take so long? You talking about me? New Zealander? I'm not a New Zealander. I am Australian. Take care, Coop. All right, I'll see you later, Chuck. If you're heading off, have a good one. I live in Melbourne. What would your dream exotic animal reptile be? Oh, God. I don't know. Depends. I don't know. I'd have to try out a bunch of them, get up close and personal with them and see what I like. There's a lot of cool stuff out there that I don't even know about, or, that would probably work really well for me. Are you still making blue tongue lizard hutches? Not at the moment, but been planning to make some more and maybe sell them. So if you want one, let me know. We'll see. Considering Aussie stick insects that gum. What? Aussie stick insects that gum use for food. Do I want to keep Aussie stick insects? Is that what you're asking? Not particularly. They're cool, but no. Can you keep blue tongues outside in Vic? Yeah, I don't see why not, as long as your setup's all right. Depending on the species too. I have 2 questions. Have you ever had a chicken, an outside lizard incident, and we are upside down in America, or you got Australians upside down? I haven't had a chicken and a lizard incident, no. And I suppose we're upside down here in Australia. Isn't that what it is? Because we're on the underside, I suppose. We're down under, so yeah. How long can a dwarf bearded dragon brumate without eating? Hiding, not doing anything. It's gonna drink and move. It's alive. It should be fine throughout all winter. My beardie's gone like 6 months before doing nothing. So yeah, as long as it's of healthy size and condition, it should be all good. Greetings from New York. Any tips on enclosure size and any tips for keeping a pair of blue tongues together year round? Enclosure size, well, too small is obviously not good. I like to think bigger the better, but it can be overkill in some cases. So whatever allows them to do everything they need to do, get good exercise, enrichment, all that. And keeping a pair of blue tongues together year round, it'll depend on the individuals and the species and how you've got your setup. So you just have to try it out and see how you go. Obviously make sure they're not both males. That's obviously a big thing. And just put them together, see how they go. Obviously always keep an eye on them. Put them together for short periods. But if you can keep them separate, if you've got the room and everything, you're unsure, then just keep them separate. Put them together for breeding if you're going to breed. Otherwise, just keep them separate if you're really not sure. It's not worth the risk. Whoa, these questions are flying in. Ryan Bartek's animals breed. Does this mean they're comfortable with setting of the... does that mean they're comfortable with the setting of the enclosure? Well, not necessarily. Just because animals breed doesn't mean they're in a perfect setup. In some species, the will to breed and pass their genetics on is so strong they can tolerate with a lot of bad care and stuff. In other species, they're really sensitive to things, so it depends. So just because an animal's breeding doesn't exactly mean it's in optimal conditions. Also a big Ryan fan. I was wondering why people nitpick the small spider python should be bad stuff. What do you think about budgies and other parrots? They're cool. They're not really for me. I'm not that much of a bird guy, I suppose. But yeah, they're cool. We used to have some. Yeah, they're cute little things. What do I do when my eastern blue tongues are brumating? Not much. Make sure they're properly set up in a nice dry location out of the elements. It's something to bury in. Check on them. I check on them every few weeks. Make sure they're all right. Don't disturb them too much, and yeah, they should be fine. It's not very hard to do brumation. It's a nice time of year, really, because you get a nice break. But yeah, what are these dragons doing behind me? One's digging a hole. The other's looking at him. The other two are basking. It's so fun to watch. Hi, Coop. Found your channel through Clint, your American twin. Well, thank you. That's awesome. Glad I got some of Clint's fans in here. Clint's a nice guy. You often wonder when you meet some of these people, like these bigger channel people, if they're going to be like, a bit snobby and whatever, just because, they might think higher of themselves in ways like that. But no, Clint was really a really cool, down-to-earth guy. And yeah, it was great to hang out with him for the day. He had a lot of fun. How much sun does a blue need if it's outside? It'll self-regulate. Give it sun and shade. It'll get what it wants as long as it feels safe. Will reptiles go good in the same massive cage as their 6 Mertens water monitors? I am not sure what you're asking. You need a big cage for 6 Mertens water monitors. Just got here, Dream Snake. Dream snake's probably a green tree python. It's hard to beat a green tree python. A really nice coloured one. They're probably the coolest snake in my opinion, python-wise. 6 lizards, 5 tails, dogs, and chick. What else do you have? I'm saying hi from England, by the way. Hello, everyone in England. I wonder what time it is there now. Far out. Yeah, what I mentioned before is everything I have. So just the dogs, chickens, reptiles. There's a few fish. Jade, I'll see you later. Any North American reptile, which one would you own? I have no idea. I'm not that up to date with all the North American species, so I'd have to take a look. Got a pair of blue tongues living wild in my fish room and backyard for over 3 years. Now this season I relocated 11 babies back to the wild. Gotten some hate for this, but they are respected. Not sure what the problem is there. Do you have an Instagram? Yes, I have an Instagram. It's CoopVDW. Should I remember my 2-year-old Kimberly Blue Tongue? Sure. If it's up to size and healthy, doing well, it should be fine. They usually just start to shut down by themselves, like regardless of what you do. You know, can have the heat on and everything. They just get like a little sliver of that coldness setting in, then they start hiding more. They don't come out very often, and yeah, so they'll just do it naturally usually. Greetings from Germany. Thank you. It's been a long time since I was in Germany. Your mountain dragons are awesome. I have one more question. Will you ever meet up with Clint and make a video together? It would be a long trip. It would be so cool. I would absolutely do that for sure. We filmed a little bit together actually when we did meet up, but I don't know, the footage probably wasn't that good or whatever, so I don't think that'll ever come out. But yeah, I'd love to do a video with anyone like that, you know. It'd be fun, really fun. Especially for them to come here and then, you know, see all the cool Australian reptiles that they would rarely see over there. It's a lot of fun. And then obviously, you know, I'd just go mad. I'd just go crazy if I went over there and I got to see all the cool exotics. But yeah. Blues climb up ramps. Also, how often do you feed yours? Yep, they're better climbers than people think. And depends. Babies get fed pretty much every day. Adults a few times a week. Yep, Eastern Blues. So here's the thing. Any reptile, sort of, if you live within that reptile's natural distribution range, depending on what niche it lives in, so say like I live in the range of angle-headed dragons, but I wouldn't just chuck one in my backyard in a big outdoor enclosure that isn't protected from the sun, because the thing's going to cook in there. But with that said, so depending on the species, but for blue tongues and stuff like that, if you're living in its range, you can most likely keep it outside. Again, it comes down to the setup and how you've got everything dialed in. It's 2:37 a.m. Yeah, I'd be getting to bed too. I would have got to bed hours ago. But yeah, have a good sleep. I'll see you later. Are you going to stream more often? It's just whenever I find the time for it, and yeah. It's holding blue tongues like holding a potato that moves small arms and legs. Funny you say that. Oh, I think they're hiding at the moment. But holding a Centralian blue tongue is like holding a little potato. They're so round and chubby. But yeah, it's a funny way of looking at it. Where do you get your enclosures from? Because I've been struggling to find 3/4 of my blue tongues. I make a lot of our enclosures. A lot of them are made by us, and ones like this I just find online. This one was on Facebook Marketplace, actually from a guy who I sold a lizard to, so that was good. Picked it up cheap, and yeah, you can find a lot of nice used enclosures online that are still good. Otherwise, you can make them yourself. There's lots of videos online on making enclosures. So yeah. Or you could go to a pet shop and pay an arm and a leg for one. My wife really likes your Boyd's Forest Dragons. Unfortunately, we're in the US. Well, there's people with them in the US, just not many, and I don't see them for sale. But, you know, no doubt one day they'll be around. I don't know how much success people in the US have had breeding them, but for me, they're very easy to breed. So they might be around someday. We built a giant cage for 3 pairs of Mertens water monitors. I wanted to see what other reptiles can live in the same cage. With Mertens, interesting. I can only tell you what I've seen at zoos. So you could keep turtles in with them, like similar climate turtles, I suppose, unless you're keeping them outdoors, which you might have said. Yeah, turtles, I suppose, in the water sections. Otherwise, I've seen, I think it was at Australia Zoo, I saw they had Mertens, blue tongues, Cunninghams, beardies, and water dragons all together. So, and turtles. So I don't know, could try to go from there. When the virus is under control, we should go to Tinley with Clint. It's one of the best expos in the States. Yeah, I'd love to, but getting from here to there is going to be difficult after the virus, because I think travel will still be restricted, and B, it costs a lot of money. Someday I'll get over there. If someone wants to fly me out, let's go. Essential bluey, something along the lines of Lord Thickness. I like that. I was originally just going to call one of them a loaf. Just his name was Loaf, because he looks like a loaf of bread. But yeah. Good night, Suzanne. Have a good one. Paid $100 for my Crescent Gecko's enclosure at PetSmart. I thought it was reasonable. Yeah, that sounds not too bad. Depends on the setup, I suppose, and sometimes there's deals. So. What's better, smooth knobtails or bumpy knobtails? Whatever you like the most, really. Got a few different answers for this, but what size cage do you recommend for an adult beardy? I want to try and upgrade only once if possible. So for adult beardy, we're talking about a central beardy, I'd probably go minimum 4 foot with some height too, so they could climb a bit. But yeah. A lot of people's beardies are just lazy lumps that sit there and do nothing because they overfeed them, keep them too cold, and don't give them enough space to run around and do their thing. And don't keep them hot enough. So, yeah, they can be somewhat active, more active than a lot of people's beardies if you're keeping them right. Mega Mizza, I'll see you later. Have a good one. Congrats on 10K. Thank you so much. 18 hours on a plane. So yeah, if anyone new has joined, thank you again for subscribing and checking out my crazy rambling and supporting my videos and whatnot. So really appreciate it. And let's keep growing. Hopefully a lot more Keepers Collections videos coming. Need to go out and film them once we're allowed to, be social. And yeah, lots of other stuff. Bearded dragon for next reptile, but I heard they eat a bunch. Yeah, central beardies can eat quite a lot. And they're omnivorous too, so they eat a lot of bugs and a lot of veggies. So that's what you got to do. You got to research and see what's right for you, if it's going to work, if you're going to be able to do it. Yeah, got to weigh up the pros and cons. What are these crazy things doing? What are you doing, Daddy? Yeah, these guys are awesome. Won't be much longer till these are down and away brumating. It's a little female. Yeah, they don't like being handled too much. Yeah, very underrated, these guys, I think. They're cool. Have you been to the Australian Reptile Park? Have I been to the Australian Reptile Park? That's a great question. If you go on their YouTube channel or their Facebook or whatever, you look up their recent live stream about iguanas. In the first 2 minutes or so of that, you'll get your question answered. Thanks for answering my question. No worries. Just better pet, frogs or reptiles? I love reptiles the most, obviously. Frogs are cool though, just depends what you like. There's no perfect or better pet. Just depends on what you're into. School sucks. Fair enough. Those are beautiful. Yeah, they're really cool. How long can you keep a beardie in a 20-gallon long? I am not sure of my measurements for that. I'm not sure. If you're just getting one reptile, I'd probably just get the adult set up right away, to be honest. If you're getting a beardie or something, just you one pet, I'd just buy the adult set up outright. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. And wow, we've already been on for nearly 45 minutes. Yeah, I might head off soon. I'm hopefully going to go down to a nursery today, a plant shop, to look for some new plants for the reptiles. So it should be cool. Yeah, let me know what other videos you'd like to see on anything I have here, because that's all I can really film at the moment. Or anyone else you'd like to see me speak with. So my last video I did with my friend Mitchell about Australian dragons, in that podcast style thing. You can, if you have any suggestions for more of those, then let me know. Morning geckos are cool, yeah, for sure. Christian B, how are you? Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for tuning in. waiting on one of those potatoes to come out so I can show you. By potatoes, I mean Centralian blue tongues. They're just sort of hiding away. Why are some blue tongues so dumb and others smart, but most birds that size are all smart? I don't know. I think everything's smart in its own way, but birds are pretty clever animals. Fed my bluey a raw egg and he loves it. Yeah, I fed mine eggs the other day. I'll get one out. Let's see. Come on, mate. This fella's not looking too happy. But here's a Western. Ooh, grumpy boy. He's in shed at the moment. But he's cool. Hopefully breed next season. It'd be awesome. Yeah, Westerns are cool. Yeah, he ate some egg the other day. Should do a feeding video on all your reptiles. That would be a long video. But yeah, I could do that. I got a feeding video on all my blue tongues, which is most of my reptiles. What is your favorite reptile? Snake, agamids, monitors, or geckos? Ooh, probably monitors or agamids. One of those two out of that list. I don't think you can beat them, really. Do you have snakes? I can't remember. No, I don't have snakes anymore. I used to keep snakes. I'm probably going to get another one soon because I've been really eyeing off a few species. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking about getting some diamond pythons and using one of my big outdoor old bird aviaries to convert into a big diamond python enclosure outside. Time to see a potato. No, the potatoes aren't out yet. They're just hiding away. The female's usually always out, just sitting there like a big lump. But of course, now when I actually want to pick her up for once, and she's not out. Mine's northern, nice. Brother has a cool python from the Daintree area. I forgot what it's called, but it has yellow as a baby and changed a bit ago. It sounds like a jungle carpet python or a jungle python. They're cool. I like them. Why'd you put that nice potato away? Because he doesn't like being handled that much. Westerns and Centralians, I've found, aren't as keen on handling as other species. Got my beardy as a baby from PetSmart, and they told me it'd get stressed out if you housed it in a larger cage immediately. Well, you got to also think PetSmart probably sold you the enclosure, and they want to get as much money out of you as they can. So instead of buying one big enclosure and going on your way, not coming back, now you got to buy a little enclosure, and then once the animal grows a bit, you get to buy a bigger enclosure and then another enclosure. So take what they say with a grain of salt because they're always trying to squeeze a little bit more money out of you. But it can be sort of true that some reptiles will stress out a bit in a big enclosure, but what you could simply do is get the big enclosure and put a divider in and make it a smaller enclosure inside a bigger enclosure, and then gradually make it bigger as the animal grows. So there's ways around it, But if you want to buy a smaller enclosure and do all that, then that's cool. Do what you want to do. Does it hurt getting bit by a blue-tongued skink? Looks like they have decent amount of muscle in their head. Oh yeah, it's like a vice. It's not fun. They're not really gonna tear you up like a monitor bite or even a dragon bite, maybe. But it's just pressure. They got so much jaw pressure. It hurts. Diamonds look really nice. Yeah, I used to keep diamonds. They're awesome. You keep bearded dragons? Yes, I have a Begona Henry Lawson eye right behind you guys. FNL Reptile Chat. Troy, how are ya? Thanks for that, mate. If it's Troy, I assume it's Troy. All potatoes. They're all potatoes, even the Western potato. Fair enough. Fair enough. Should do a video of mine with Aussie Reptiles. I have done a video with Aussie Reptiles on his channel. It's from a while ago though. We need to do another more updated one, I think. Yeah, whenever I head down to Vic, Melbourne, I'll be visiting Jake for sure and doing a keeper's collection with him. Do you like Aki monitors? Yes, Akis are awesome. If I had more room and more time, I'd probably get one. Akis are beautiful. It's a bite from a potato. Fair enough. It's me, yeah, cool. Got a lot of nice videos there, mate. Loved a lot of the old K Brothers videos. Good stuff. The bluey hanging off yelping. As well. Far out. That's pretty crazy. That'd be interesting to see a blue tongue locked on like that. Yeah, right. I hope nothing got hurt in that process, but yeah, well. Going to head out. Hope you're streaming again so I can ask you a bunch of questions. Congrats to 10K or the dream. Thanks, Echo. Have a good one. Where are these little chubby things? Yeah, things are starting to get really cold here now. Temperatures are dropping. It's getting all rainy and gross. So everything's slowing down and not doing much. So yeah, it sucks. What's my favorite monitor? I don't know. It's a good question. Like we were talking about earlier, I like the tree monitor complex. So the Prasnus and all the other species like that. The blue, green, yellow, black tree monitors. Really cool. Lace monitors. I love Lacey's. Out of the Australian monitors, like the large Australian monitors, Lacey's are bloody cool. Otherwise, it's hard to beat a Komodo dragon, especially when you've spent one-on-one time with them before. They're bloody incredible. So yeah, one of those sorts probably. Dog a little shaken up. Fair enough, yeah. Usually goes the other way. The dog normally bites the blue tongue. So glad that was avoided. Yeah, they're all potatoes. You have frilled dragons? No, I don't have frilled dragons. They're cool though. They're pretty cool. I've been offered many frillies before, but I've got Boyd's, so I'm fine. I think Boyd's are the coolest. What's the word? arboreal dragon. But yeah, I might head off in a minute then, guys. If you have any other questions or anything, fire away. Otherwise, yeah, I'm probably going to get some lunch and then head out and get some plants maybe. Have you ever been to Camo's Reptiles? No, I haven't, but I wouldn't mind going and checking it out just to see how he has some of his setups. Yeah, I've spoken to Camo before at some expos, I think, and yeah, I haven't been bothered to go down there yet. Should do a video with lots of other Australian reptile YouTubers. Like who? List them off, and I'll see what I can do. Who would you like to see me do a video with? One day I might do a video with, what's his name? Nathan, up there in Queensland. Some venomous snakes. What other YouTubers are you talking about? There isn't too many Australian reptile YouTubers. What are your reviews on heat plus UVB lamps, like the ones that together hang inside the enclosure? So are you talking about mercury vapor bulbs or metal halide lamps? Depends. If used properly, they can be good, but I think T5s at the moment are your best source of UV, and then you can add other heating with it. Two brown snakes fighting on his porch. I don't know if they'd be fighting or I don't know what you mean by fighting. Like they could just be like wrestling for dominance in breeding or something like that. But yeah, that sounds cool. Congrats on the channel and the subs. Thank you, Mr. Slytherin. Cool name. I love the melanistic blue tongue skiing, but I've never seen one for sale in Louisiana. Yeah, that's not surprising because there isn't many of those overseas. There really shouldn't be any of them overseas, but nevertheless, they've been smuggled out and yeah, have made their way there. So, yeah. Should do a keeper's collection with camo. I could. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if he'd be into it, but lots of people have been to his place before, and you know, we've basically seen everything he does and that. So I sort of take priority to go visit people that people don't really know about or haven't had videos with before, or are just doing something different. I don't know. But hey, who knows? We'll see. Which is better, Western potatoes or Eastern potatoes? Depends what you want to be doing. Eastern's good because you can keep them outside typically, at least here. Westerns are cool because they're a bit rarer. Their coloration's wicked, and they got a really cool body structure. Into fish, but I'll do a collab anytime. Fair enough. Love the Keepers Collections interviews that you do. As someone like myself getting into the other side of the hobby, lizard dragons, monitors, I'm finding a channel a wealth of info. Oh, thanks so much, mate. That's really good to hear. Yeah, that's especially coming from you. That's awesome. We'll have to do a video one day. But yeah, that's really cool. It must be really exciting for you because I know you obviously did a lot with snakes before. Now coming over to the lizard world is yeah, it's quite a bit different, and yeah, there's lots to it. So I'm glad you're researching and checking it all out. Thanks for that. And I saw you got those forest dragons recently. If if you ever want any help with any of them, any questions or anything, let me know. Send me a message, and happy to help you out with whatever you want, mate. Hope all your animals are doing well. Shame I missed the stream, but I did get me one a couple of weeks ago after being inspired by yourself. Now I have my very own coastal carpet. That's awesome. Hope he does well for you. That's awesome. Bearded dragons native to Australia. Yes. Bearded dragons are only found in Australia. They're endemic. And there is, how many species is there? I think there's 6 species. So you got the central, eastern, black soil, or Henry Lawsoni, minor, minima, Michelli, and the Kimberley beardy. I think that's all of them. So there's 7 species, I think, of bearded dragon. They're all native to Australia, from basically all different parts of the continent. So yeah, beardies are from Australia. Have you ever been to Hartley's Crocodiles and Cats? No, but I really want to. It sounds awesome there. And yeah, some of the people that work there seem like they really know their stuff. So that's one place I'm definitely going to go. I'm going to go to Cairns, and up there in North Queensland, I just have to go sometime within the next year or so. That's my next sort of place I want to go to and check all that stuff out and go herping for boids and other cool critters up there. So definitely want to go there. I'll probably do a video. So that does sound like it's probably 2 males wrestling for the right to breed or something like that. What substrate would I use for lace monitors? Probably Yuki mulch. Probably Yuki mulch. Come on the show one Friday night. Cheers. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, let me know. Send me a message. For sure. Do you own any venomous reptiles? No, I don't. Maybe one day. In your next video, you should call the blue tongues potatoes. Maybe. If it's the Centralians, I might. You plan on getting any other reptiles? Yes. So, like I mentioned before, might get a snake soon. Or I'm into pink tongues. I want pink tongue skinks, I think. Maybe even angle-headed dragons, just because I've become obsessed with them lately after finding heaps in the wild. If you haven't watched that video, go back and look where I found a bunch of angleheads in the wild. They're so pretty. Beautiful animals. Any other lizards that change color when they are upset? Like when the dragons get a black beard? Oh yeah, so many. Especially agamids. Agamids change colors a lot. So, let's see. Let's see if I can get this girl out. So this girl here, you can sort of see, if she calms down. It's quite a dark color right now. She's got these rusty red colors in her, but this is a dark coloration. She can go even a bit darker than this, almost black. But when she's fully like fired up and bright, she's like a bright pink color, really light colored. It's like pink and silver. So yeah, especially agamids, they all have the what are they called? I think they're called melanosomes. That could be the wrong term, but is it melanosomes? I don't know. Anyway, they all have a layer of their skin, and within that they have these melanin pigment areas, which they can expand or contract in the layer of skin. So when they contract them together and they're small, that's when the animal's really light, because it lets all the other colors come through. When they expand them, and that covers their whole body or their beard or whatever, and that makes them darken up because the black dark pigment is pushed out and expressed more. So yeah, lots of reptiles color change when they're upset, but particularly the dragon lizards for sure. Blue tongues and that, not really. But yeah, in my experience, the dragons especially, they just have that color change ability in their skin. It's like chameleons, Chameleons are different in the sense, so these guys have like a basic color change where it's just light or dark. Chameleons have 2 layers, chromatophore layers, I think they're called. And so they can have different combinations where some pigments in the bottom layer expand and the top and they mix together, or one's big and one's small, and all sorts. That's how they have such a big repertoire of colors to interchange. Do you like spiders? Spiders are all right. I don't have anything against spiders. They're fine. I just wouldn't really have any as pets or anything. Do you use the website Reptile Classified? Yes, I do. I have some things for sale on there right now. She's beautiful. Yes, she's a gorgeous little female. I blotch potatoes and they love being outside. Yes, blotchies love being outside. Milana Zones is right. Yes, I remember something from study. My central bearded dragon is very yellow, but he's not a citrus morph. Any idea why? Just natural variation. A lot of them in the wild can have lots of yellows on them. Do you know anyone who can freight to Vic pygmy mulga monitor? Nope. There is not many pygmy mulga monitors for sale around, as far as I've seen. Pretty rare at the moment. How cold does it get at night in Australia? Where do reptiles sleep to keep warm? So, depending on the species, a lot of them will find like a dry area and under a rock, inside a hollow log, something like that, in leaf litter, and keep warm. We can get really cold depending on where you are in the country. Up north, it's tropical, so it stays reasonably warm up there all year. But as you come down south, we can get snow and really cold, single digits Celsius, even sometimes below 0. So, yeah, it can get pretty cold. Nothing against them, yeah. They're fine. How's your Gillens going? Yeah, he's good. He's a little bit not... he's still a bit afraid of me. That's what I'm trying to say. So, yeah. Congrats on the 10K. Thank you. Oh, all right. The actual potato is out. So let's see if we can get... Oh, they're both out. 1 second. Here we go. The problem with this, I can't have her out very long because she will pee on me. You can see that tongue. They have the coolest tongue flicker. And she's already starting to pee. Beautiful. Yep, it's like a river. Ah, well. But yeah, that is a actual potato in skink form. There you go. See, I've got lizard pee on my floor now, so great. Are there any... Wait. What's your favorite lizard right now? I don't know. I love them all. There's so many to choose from. I can't have a favorite, honestly. Do you have any large outdoor reptiles? If not, what would you want it to be? So yeah, I'd want a lace monitor, or I like Merton's water monitors too, but I wouldn't really keep it outside here, I don't think. So probably Lacey. There are no native iguanas in Australia. Closest thing I'd say is a Boyd's forest dragon. That's why I have them. Are there any native... Oh, sorry. Can we see a baby mountain dragon? Yeah, sure. Let me just wash my hands really quick, and I'll do that. I don't want to be picking up little baby mountain dragons when I've got some Centralian pee on me. Let's see. So here's the biggest of the little babies. Little nugget. They're so cool. So that's him. Her, him, whatever it is. Tiny. This one's grown the most out of them all so far. They're so cool. Yeah, there's your baby mountain dragon. What's your favorite blue tongue species? Probably the alpine blotch blue tongues. The Centralians are really cool though. If mine weren't so grumpy and little grumpy potatoes, then they'd be right up there. Does Gillen's monitor have a name? If not, I would recommend Spike. He kind of has a name. I kind of named him Smaug after the dragon from The Hobbit, but I don't really call him that. I just end up calling him Gillen all the time, just so everyone knows what I'm talking about. Just, oh, here's Gillen. I'm going to feed Gillen. So, yeah. Does she pee because she's scared? Yes. And I don't really handle them much, so it's sort of just their natural defense. I've got to work on getting that defense out of her. Show's been given a face. I hope you go to look Fridays so you can see what we can do. See you, buddy. Congrats. Great channel. Thanks, Troy. I'll probably talk to you later, mate. Have a good one. You're not reading my comments. Please read them. Yay, potatoes. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to head off. Thanks, everyone, so much for tuning in and chatting. I'll hopefully be on again sometime soon. Let me know what you want to see in other videos. Thank you so much for 10,000 subscribers. That's crazy to me. You know, I'm just a dude here making some videos about my Australian reptiles that I love. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for enjoying it. And yeah, thanks so much, guys. I'll see you later.